can refresh just to make sure. If you are concerned about this, we can do it again. We've had a lot of time to prepare for this. We just weren't here when we were running through it.
Right.
Okay, we're going to go on 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon and welcome again to On Air. I'm Kirsty Fierick.
And I'm Agatha Torre. And today, another general election in 6 weeks' time. Theresa May's snap announcement sent shockwaves across the country, as our reporter Anna Hassan has been finding out.
Good job. 3, 2, 1, and that's going to come in. Just 2 Chrissy. Chrissy. We're going to come back down into the closer. There we go. How's that shot? Okay. Shonda, can you keep your posture straight? We know that you're trying to lean in because you can't read. There, that's better. Okay, and we're going to come back in 3, 2, 1.
We have Anas in the studio now with us. Tell us about the mad, Anas.
It's been a chaotic day, Kirsty. We are going to the polls for the second time in around 2 years. And it was only 2 years ago, believe it or not, when we actually elected the current class of 2015 in the House of Commons. But Theresa May has called an election for the 8th of June. And now I think she will want to try and consolidate the lead she has in the polls at the moment and turn that into a stronger overall majority in order to seal a mandate, especially with regard to Brexit.
So, sorry, yeah. It just says living with autism. No, it just says interview Anas, and then there's the questions are about autism after that.
Didn't have the questions.
That was it. You didn't have anything else to say.
I close to tell you, but there we are.
Sorry, no, I just thought the questions were on it. I thought we'd written the questions in it, and then it just says.
No, we didn't have the questions.
We never wrote the questions.
Right. Okay. Sorry. We'll just do it again. Sorry, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, we'll just go from the top. Okay.
Right. Wait.
Oh, you want me to come out? Yeah. Yep. Okay.
All right. No, okay.
What can I ask him? Because he knows Spanish. What's it going to be?
What will I ask you just to talk about just quickly if you've got something you want to talk about?
He's got questions for me as well.
I've got questions for you. Yeah.
Just ask me about how was the day unfolded. How was today unfolded?
Right. Okay.
Was this a surprise?
Guys, please stay quiet for a second, please. Thank you. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, back from the top.
Good afternoon and welcome again to On Air. I'm Kirsty Fierick.
And I'm Agatha Torre. And today, another general election in 6 weeks' time. Theresa May's snap announcement sends shockwaves across the country, as our reporter Anna Hassan has been finding out.
Good, Anna, thank you very much. Well done. There we go. And back in 3, 2, 1.
We have Anas today with the studio with us. So Anas, tell us about the matter.
It's been an extraordinary day, Kirsty. The announcement was made at around 11:15 this morning. I remember getting an alert on my phone saying that there was going to be a surprise announcement, and to be honest, I wasn't sure what Theresa May was going to tell us, but then she told the nation that she was going to be going to the polls, or she was going to get Britain to go to the polls again on June the 8th. And as you said, Agatha, in 6 weeks' time, the UK is going to be electing a new Parliament in the House of Commons for 2017, just around 2 years after we had our last UK general election. And no doubt that Brexit will dominate proceedings as the election campaign goes on. And I would also say that we're in unprecedented territory just because of the mix of issues that are surrounding the current political atmosphere right now. So if you were to ask me what's going to happen in 6 weeks, I would predict Theresa May is probably going to win a bigger majority in the House of Commons on behalf of the Conservative Party, but it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially here in Scotland and across the rest of the UK. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to the Labour Party and see if the Liberal Democrats actually do very well out of the vote from last year with the 48% Remain vote. Will much of that go to the Lib Dems and Tim Farron's party?
So today was obviously a huge surprise, but why was it such a surprise? Isn't there elections all the time? What makes today so different?
Today was such a surprise because I think Theresa May was giving an indication over the last few months that she wasn't keen to go to the country in terms of actually seeking a new mandate because she triggered Article 50 in March. So focus, I think most people had assumed, was that the next 2 years would focus on the UK negotiating the best possible deal for the United Kingdom in terms of the relationship with the European Union. But it's interesting to try and, at this early stage, I suppose, the final reasons as to why she's decided to call an election, I mean, they haven't come to the fore, but let's be absolutely honest about this. I think we'll know with time why it really happened. I think, if anything, Theresa May's actually, calling the election at a good time because it's a chance for her to consolidate the lead for the Conservative Party in the polls and potentially win a much bigger majority and a much stronger mandate in terms of negotiating on the UK's behalf after the triggering of Article 50.
Good, thanks a lot, Anna.
Thank you very much.
Living with autism is a challenge faced by many people in the UK. Our reporter Margaret Gilmore was in Glasgow City Chambers earlier to meet children who have autism.
3, 2, 1, and welcome back in 3, 2, 1.
Here in the studio with us is Margaret Gilmore herself. So Margaret, how was meeting the kids?
Do you know, it was a great day. I met they were only 2 of the young people that I met, but there were a whole range of young people there, such impressive kids, what they were doing with their life. They were challenging all the barriers and all the misconceptions that you have around autism. And you saw young Max. I mean, he made that PowerPoint presentation and he's only 11. And then he went on to present it in front of City Council leaders, experts, and a large audience. I would have struggled with that now, never mind at 11.
So why should people care about Autism Awareness Month?
Well, Kirsty, it's a good question because when you think about autism, a lot of people have these ideas and notions around autism, and what the experts were telling me was that they want to dispel these myths. They want to challenge all these perceptions that people have about autism, to really test what young people can do, to push them on, because who knows, I mean, we don't really know yet what young people can achieve with autism. And really, once they're challenged and their barriers are broken down and they're pushed to their limits, the world's their oyster.
Definitely. And what was the highlight of the day?
Highlight for me really was watching young Max and Warren. I mean, you saw Warren there. Warren didn't have a diagnosis until he had left school. To me, that was remarkable. And now he's going on and working with Glasgow City Council and their youth employment team, and he's going out on work placements, travelling around the city, and who knows where Warren will end up. He was an excellent speaker, very impressive. That was the highlight for me, meeting the young people, really.
Thank you very much, Margaret. Next, we have our very own Chrissy, talking about fat shaming and if it really works.
Really well done, guys. Excellent. Very really well. Right, you two. Do you want to take the chair?
You told me to say that we were going on a break on this.
Okay. Do you want to come back and do a break then?
No, I don't mind, but in the script it says we're going on a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that. Do you guys want to wait 2 seconds? It should say thank you for that, Kirsty, and then we'll take a quick break.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I
So
said.
let's go on 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Kirsty. That was lovely. We're going on a break now for a few minutes, but stay tuned to find out more about the raw diet and how it works.
God, that's really emotional. Okay. You two want to
Yeah.
listen to that a little bit? You two
Is this
wanna
your
do
bit?
it?
Yeah.
What?
Get closer.
Do we question first? What's the question first?
Is I remember.
Are you, is Susanna on the edge sticking out too much? Okay. Do you want to move over a little
Yeah.
bit? So you can have a little, situation.
Are we moving the table too much? Is that okay?
Oh, shit.
Okay, folks, we come back in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Many people around the UK start a new diet, and the latest trend for it is eating raw food. Here in studio with us, we have Carla Busquema, who researched about this new trend, and MMA fighter Susanna Martinkova. So Carla, you recently wrote about this, and you interviewed a counselor specialized in weight issues. So what did she tell you?
So yeah, I did quite a lot of research on the matter before writing this article, and I found this counselor, Lisa Murphy, who lives in Glasgow, and she has been on a raw diet since 2003. It was really interesting talking with her, and basically she told me that there are different types of raw diet, but mostly what people would describe this diet is like a dietary plan, basically, where you don't eat food that has been cooked or that has been cooked over 40 Celsius degrees. Yeah, it has been great for her so far, and there are a lot of interesting things about it, and a lot of people like wonder how this can work, because some people believe that there are not enough proteins, but actually you can find quite a lot of protein in spinach or other green leaves vegetables. So it's quite good, yeah.
So after learning about that kind of diet, would you recommend it to others to go ahead and try?
Well, I was talking about it with Lisa because I haven't tried it on my own, this diet, but like she has, till now, she had very incredible results. For example, she was able to cure a back chronic pain that she had.
Well,
And she noticed also that her skin cleared, and a lot of people have also lost a lot of weight on this diet. So I guess it's quite good, and I would try it myself as well.
So Susanna, you're a sportswoman, and I'm guessing that you follow a special diet for it.
Every time.
Tell us about your diet.
I'm an MMA fighter for 5 years already. And before every fight, of course, every fight requires a diet. So I need to follow special diet plans. I'm usually following low carbs diet, so it's you eat more fats and proteins than carbs, and it means like you have a caloric deficit. So, but I don't know if I would try the raw diet because it's different.
Well, I guess what the problem is that maybe you think there are not enough proteins into this diet.
Yeah, especially because when they have the cooked food, cooked food is not in raw. That's their difference, because I need to eat cooked food, especially meat and
So for someone
vegetables.
who does sport, you would recommend to
I
not follow this diet.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this.
Okay.
Yeah.
so you already said that you wouldn't try the diet, but so you would try the previous diet that we were talking about before?
No, probably not.
No. Okay, so thanks both for joining us, guys. That's all from us on air. I'm Kirsty Fierick.
And I'm Agatha Torri. Thanks for watching, and until the next time.
That was so emotional.
No,